XH. Hey, it's Brain Muffin back with another beer review, and up today we have another one for the Hitachino Nest beer by Kaiuchi brewery in Japan. So if I've obliterated those names, please let me know how to say them properly. This is XH. It is a Belgian beer, if I remember correctly. It's a Belgian style ale. It is aged in sake barrels. In fact, it's aged in barrels for shochu, S-H-O-C-Y-U, which is distilled sake. So it's pretty good and powerful as far as alcohol. I believe this is 8%, if I remember correctly. But it's a Belgian strong ale style and then aged in sake barrels. So let's see what we got while Toby walks around and annoys the crap out of me. Yep, definitely taste the sake. Now, being a Belgian beer, we should expect a nice good head. We should expect it to get more flavorful as it warms up. So let's see what we've got. Yep, nice. We've got some cloudiness, that's fine. Most likely from, it could be a chill haze, but probably just some floating yeast. Oh my goodness, it does have that Belgian strong ale style smell, really strong. Belgian yeasts are very aromatic. You can get all kinds of flavors, clove, bubblegum, banana. It just depends on the strain. It almost has a sourness to it, and I bet you that's from the distilled sake barrels. I think it's oak, if I remember correctly. Yep, oak cask. So they aged the distilled sake in it first. I don't know for how long that they put this in there. So I don't know. So, you know, it doesn't say for how long. Could be a month, could be 2 months. I don't know. So ingredients: malt, water, malt, hops, and yeast. That's very nice. So let's try it. That is very, very different. It's interesting too. You can definitely taste the Belgian strong ale, but the sake, wow. And it has a very, very warm alcohol feel to it. That could be that it's relatively high in alcohol content, because I'm not really sure what its rate, how high it is, because of the sake barrels, or it could be because they fermented it too quickly. Usually in a beer, but not always, especially when it gets over 13-14%, but quite often the alcohol warming, as I move the plant out of my way, it's really from fermenting too quickly. In Belgian beers, Belgian ales, you want to ferment at warmer temperatures than other beers, especially lagers. Their secondary fermentation is much lower. But the primary fermentation is warmer with Belgians. It all depends on the strain of yeast and what type of beer you're trying to create. Some of them as high as 70 degrees, which is really, really warm. So it has a dryness to it. The foam is very nice. Aromatically, it's really kind of malty. There's some sweet hints there. And it definitely has this aroma that I am going to assume. I've never had sake, so I don't know. But I wouldn't expect that aroma to be on a Belgian strong ale. I've made a few over the years, and they usually have more of a banana fruity or banana or clove. Sometimes people describe it as bubblegum, especially when they taste it. Quite often in a quad. But that is quite good. Previously, apparently, I rated it about a 3.5. I think I'm going to raise that to a 4. It's different and familiar at the same time. So it has the familiarity. If you come from a beer standpoint, you've had Belgian strong ales. There's some aromas and smells and flavors you're going to be used to having, but then the sake is going to give you something different. And the oak, oh my goodness, he's dancing around looking for something. I mean, I would expect some darker fruit flavors like apricot and raisin maybe, and plum. None of that's there. It has a very dry, almost slightly sour finish. It really hangs on the tongue. And again, I think that's from the sake. Belgian strong ales are not known for being sours. And it's kind of, it's not like a pucker you up sour. It is a kind of a biting sourness is probably the best way to describe it. As far as pairing this with food, now this is going to be pretty difficult because the flavors are so out there, so different. Again, as I had said on other reviews of their stuff, I don't really know Japanese cuisine that well, but I imagine again, you could probably do something with a little bit of a vinegar texture or taste to it. There's some fish, probably most likely sushi would go well with this. Edamame maybe with that heat, and this might work. It depends. I mean, real edamame, not horseradish. A lot of what you get in the States is just horseradish dyed green. It's not real real stuff. But yeah, I definitely would not. I would want to stay around some kind of fish. I really wouldn't want to do any other meats or even chicken. It just fish that's pretty much just cooked, like a white fish that's cooked, maybe even cold. I'm really envisioning eating some fish that's actually cold, not necessarily raw. I mean, sushi would do well with some warm rice. See, even on the burp, it's got a sour tinginess to it. So maybe so white fish baked, very little flavor, spice, maybe some cilantro on it. Take some lemon sprinkled on it, and this I think would be an interesting combination. This is really one that I'd really have to think hard about how to pair it with food, just because it's just a flavor that I really haven't known. And again, if I knew the Japanese cuisine, and that's my fault, I need to look that up more. There are probably a bunch of Japanese dishes that this would go with. You could probably do this with some noodle dishes, especially if they had a fish and meat to them. But I would stay away from peanut sauce and things like that, or any heavy sauce. Because this is really coating on the tongue, so you really need something to kind of wash that off. And if you had a heavy sauce, then you got two things competing, and you know, but to each their own. But anyway, I give it a solid 4. It's definitely interesting, and one that I would like to try and explore more. Pairing is very different. It's not your typical Belgian strong ale, but it's definitely one. Now, Jungle Jim's has this brewery's beers, a bunch of them. They're $5 a piece though, so they're not for the timid. It is a little 11.2 ounce. This one's 11.2 fluid ounces. I don't know what that is in milliliters. That is kind of an interesting size. Usually it's 12 ounces or like 300 milliliters or something like that. It doesn't have it in milliliters. I'd have to convert it. But it may be based on a milliliter size, maybe 250 or something that's common. It's just now they've labeled it for the States. But it's a pretty good beer. It is one, I don't like it as much as the other ones I did. The red rice ale was very, very unique and flavorful. But this is definitely a good one. It's a good one to have. So if you've tried this beer, leave a comment below. Thanks for clicking like. Thanks for sharing my videos. Getting more subscribers every week. This is great. Let's have conversations. What beers you want to see, let me know. I've got some coming up that are requests. And I'm trying to get to them a lot faster than I've been in the past. So just send me a message. Say, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And let me know what you think of this beer. Go out and try it. And say, hey, yep, it's great. Nope. And if you've got a food pairing that works well, please write it below, because this one's kind of got me stumped a little bit, other than just kind of cold fish dish with having a little bit of vinegar, almost like fish sauce with it, and lemon for some reason. I don't know why. All right. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see ya. Come here often? All right. Hopefully this is the last test. You guys gonna be quiet over there? Hold on a minute. It's our battery power. Turbines to speed. All right, cool. This is taking forever today. This is what happens when I waste too much time. 6 o'clock. All right, let's go.